Hey, hey, Blue Table fans! Today it's time to talk about hard currency. And I admit I'm a little out of my depth here. If anyone has something useful to add, some additional information, I am certainly open to that. But as you may remember, the first rule of Gatelynomics is you have to at least try. Because as soon as you think, well, maybe that's a little too complicated for me, you may as well just sign your name with an X and do as you're told. So anyway, show and tell. This is a silver bar, 10 ounces Troy silver. It's not quite a pound, but it's pretty hefty. And this is pretty neat. And it made me wonder, is it possible to sell, is it possible to not sell, but is it possible to buy things with this? And in fact, there's a local restaurant that I go to, and I know the owner, and I said, hey, how would you feel about being paid in silver or gold? And he said, I'd be interested in gold. And so the idea would be you'd go there and say, this is what we were talking about. I'd go there, we'd determine what the value would be for like a gift certificate for his store, for his restaurant, for goods. And then you would trade the actual metal for the goods. Now, way back when, when people dealt in hard currency, they didn't actually carry it around, and that's a common argument against having like a gold standard. Well, what are you going to do? Carry around sacks of gold coins? No, you don't. You carry around a piece of paper, or even, this could even be done electronically, just like money is done with debit cards or with, checks or whatever it is. They keep track of how much money you have in your account. Well, it's the same thing. You can keep track of how much hard currency is on deposit at a certain location. So, and again, I'm just a regular guy, just now kind of in the last year learning about all of this. So this is what a silver certificate looks like. And as you may notice, it says at the top, this certifies that there have been deposited in the treasury of, where's the rest of it? Washington, D.C. So it says $5 silver payable to the bearer on demand. So, oh yeah, that's the whole sentence. This certifies that there have been deposited in the treasury of, the United States of America, $5 silver payable to the bearer on demand. Now, let's look at a current U.S. dollar. Well, for one, it's smaller, but it doesn't say that there's anything on deposit. It says it's a Federal Reserve note, as you can see along the top. And it says this note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. So, if I have my facts straight, and I'm interested in, how things actually work, my understanding is this is backed by what are called legal tender laws, which mean you have to accept this for your goods and for debts. So it's backed by, this is not, you can't go get some silver for this. You can't go get some gold for that. It's backed by this. A law that says take it and like it. And it's backed by a jail cell. If you refuse to accept these notes, you can go to jail. That's my understanding. I haven't actually read it. And it's occurred to me recently how little actually, or how many things I accept without actually going and studying it for myself. Guys, is there even time for that? So, but it occurred to me because I'm looking at this thing and I'm looking how it's been kind of scraped along these edges. It looks like there's little scrape marks. And I'm like, well, does that mean this has been shaved? I'd have to go to a competent dealer and figure out, if that's the case. Or maybe that's just how they look. I'm completely ignorant. But if you shave this, obviously that is not right because you decrease the value of this item. It says this on the front, but it's actually only worth that. But then it occurred to me, well, guess what? This gets shaved too. When 2 trillion new dollars are put into circulation, guess what? The value of this just went down. It got shaved right in your pocket. You got some of it taken away from you because the value of this dollar was decreased. It was, what's that called? Debasing the currency. And so to me, true or not, whether I have my facts straight or not, it seems to me that a rational person who uses money and needs money for things should be interested in this sort of information. You should know, is my currency being debased? Is it being devalued? One indicator of a devaluing currency is prices are going up. So when prices go up, this is just something that I've read, it's only a symptom of inflation. Inflation is actually increasing the money supply. So to my mind, and this gets back to my business, wargaming, is prices for miniatures are going up. They're just going up, bam, 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 like 10% or more per year. And I'm thinking, could it be that the currency supply is being increased by 10% or more per year? And the answer is almost indubitably yes. Yes, it is. Yeah, so, oh, check this out. Somebody sent these to me like anonymously, I don't know why. $100 trillion note from the Bank of Zimbabwe. And last I knew, this would buy you like 3 eggs. So, yeah, so I'm a trillionaire, but it doesn't really buy anything. It's not useful. So, oh, and guess who printed these? The Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe. And on the front it says, I promise to pay the bearer on demand $10 trillion. I'm a trillionaire! And I'm thinking, you know what? This is an extreme, but there's a range. There's a range between your currency being completely stable, like it doesn't, the value of it doesn't go up or down, ever, not even to the slightest amount. A perfectly stable currency. And then there's this on the other spectrum, where they actually can't crank out enough of these bills. And literally, this at least is backed by the paper that it's printed on. It's because the paper has value. You could write some notes on it. You could burn it in a fire for heat, like in the, the Weimar Republic or whatever it was. And again, I'm kind of ignorant on that. I don't know exactly what it is all about, except some country had like rampant inflation. So this is at least backed by paper, but if it's in people's bank accounts, and all you got to do is go tick, 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 and add numbers, then it's backed by nothing. It's backed by little electrons. That's just outstanding. I read another thing where, I think it was India, that at some point the rupee, the coin, or whatever it was, I don't know, I'm just going to say that. But the coin was made out of steel. But the currency had been devalued so much that the steel in the coin was worth more than the face value of the coin, which is called meltdown value. But of course, the citizens of a country can't be allowed to melt down their currency and protect themselves from overprinting of money. That's where you get laws saying, well, you can't deface the currency. At least that's what I think could be a possible reason for having a law like that. Legal. It's almost like I feel like I'm being herded. I'm being herded into using dollars, or I'm being forced to kind of think of things in a certain way, or only one narrative is being presented, and it's kind of just like bam, 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 and it's being repeated. And what I'm interested in with the Gatelynomics things is, okay, well, here's the adventure of one regular guy, that's me, trying to figure out what the heck is going on with him. What is going on? And I'm looking around like, I've like raised my head up above the rest of the herd, and I'm like, wait a minute, we're in like a slaughterhouse lot. Like that. Yeah. Wonder what's going on. What's going on?